Diesel 1907 vividly narrates the captivating founding story of Boeing, one of the world's aviation giants alongside Airbus. Grab your tea or coffee and enjoy this delicious tale. William Edward Boeing, the visionary founder of the company, hailed from the Detroit area just like the iconic Henry Ford. Despite expectations that he would follow in his father's footsteps in wood and iron production, his mother being Austrian and his father a German immigrant, William's journey took a different turn. Tragically, William lost his father at the tender age of 8, prompting his mother to send him to Switzerland for his education. Excelling in his studies, William eventually returned to the United States to continue his education. In 1903, he relocated to California and worked as a lumberjack in his father's trade. Although he made a substantial income, he wasn't content and yearned for greater ambitions. In 1910, 7 years into his wood production career, William attended an airplane demonstration in Los Angeles that left a profound impact on him. At that time, the aviation industry was still in its infancy. There were few experts, no universities offering aviation engineering courses, and limited facilities for building and testing planes. Airplanes were predominantly made of wood, an area where William had significant expertise thanks to his father's profession. This unique advantage set the stage for William Boeing to revolutionize the aviation industry and create an enduring legacy. Boeing and Westervelt put their heads together and began crafting an aircraft that could hit the market within 1 to 2 years. Their initial goal was to build a small seaplane. Rather than starting from scratch, they decided to purchase an existing seaplane and improve upon it. The first plane they ordered arrived in massive boxes, reminiscent of an IKEA purchase, and Boeing and his team spent days assembling it. By the summer of 1916, they had produced the first Boeing aircraft, an enhanced version of the original, with 125 horsepower. William Boeing personally tested the plane after completing flight courses and was delighted with the outcome. By 1917, Boeing's factory employed nearly 30 people, but demand for their planes was low. The company faced the prospect of needing a loan or transferring funds from Boeing's wood business to stay afloat. The same year the USA entered World War I, and the Air Force sought as many planes as possible. While Boeing's seaplanes were suited for short distances and not frontline use, they were transported by train to Florida, where they were used for pilot training. This event temporarily saved the company from bankruptcy. After the war, military aircraft began to be repurposed for civil aviation, reducing the demand for Boeing's planes. To survive, the company diversified into producing yachts, boats, and furniture alongside airplanes. During this challenging period, the U.S. Army provided a lifeline by contracting Boeing to modernize hundreds of aircraft. This work sustained the company for several years, but Boeing primarily served the military and Air Force, struggling to break into civil aviation. William Boeing recognized that entering the civil aviation market was crucial for long-term growth, but the competition was fierce, with many companies, including Ford, vying for a share of the burgeoning industry. Boeing's durable aircraft caught the attention of the U.S. Army, leading to orders for armored planes and contracts for modernizing existing aircraft. At the time, the relatively low power of airplane engines made it challenging for military planes carrying extra armor and weapons to take off and stay airborne. Boeing initially struggled to meet these demands. However, the company frequently won Army tenders by setting prices 30% lower than competitors. Boeing's long-standing experience in the wood industry allowed them to source materials cheaply, a significant advantage since airplanes were primarily made of wood at the time. A few years later, Boeing unveiled the Model 80A, an upgraded version of the Model 80. With an increased passenger capacity of 18 and enhanced comfort features, the new aircraft boasted 550 horsepower, up from the previous 450. A significant portion of its fuselage was made of aluminum instead of steel, reducing its weight and improving speed, range, and load capacity, while also achieving substantial fuel savings. In those years, the wealthiest Americans traveled by plane, paying exorbitant prices out of sheer curiosity. Additionally, Boeing implemented sound insulation to combat the previously unbearable noise levels on planes, improving passenger comfort and reducing complaints. In 1933, Boeing launched the Boeing 247, reducing the New York-San Francisco flight time to 20 hours. Although Ford's planes had more powerful engines, Boeing's use of lighter materials and smaller designs gave its planes a speed advantage. However, Boeing's dominance was soon challenged by Douglas's DC-1, which cut the same journey to 14 hours. Boeing responded in September with an aircraft capable of reaching 300 kilometers per hour, showcasing the rapidly increasing power and speed of planes. The future of air transportation was bright, with advancements in aircraft design and technology continually pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The Boeing 747, produced in numerous versions over the years, became the most popular long-distance passenger aircraft in history, remaining in use from the 1970s to the present day. The 747 deserves special mention. During its initial test flights, pilots were struck by its ease of control. One test pilot famously showed reporters his index fingers, saying, "2 fingers, only 2 fingers," to illustrate how effortlessly the plane could be maneuvered. Boeing transformed flying into a more enjoyable and straightforward experience. Najeeb Halaby, then CEO of Pan Am and a former pilot, was eager to place a substantial order for Boeing 747s. His only stipulation was to personally fly the plane, with Boeing executives aboard as guests. Halaby's test flight was thrilling as he pushed the aircraft to its limits with daring maneuvers. Despite the anxiety of Boeing executives, the 747 passed with flying colors, solidifying its legendary status. Air travel, once a luxury for the wealthy, became increasingly accessible over the years. As affordable flights became available, the middle class began to take to the skies, leading to an exponential increase in the number of aircraft in the market. When William Boeing first ventured into aviation, flying was considered the extravagant hobby of the affluent. Today, air travel is as commonplace as taking a bus or train, and Boeing played a pivotal role in making this transformation possible. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop a comment with your thoughts, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more great content.